everybody. I know it has been a very long time since I made a video, so here I am. Let me start to begin with. There's been a lot of changes in my life since the last year, and I don't think I've made a video last year, but my life has been a whirlwind, and it has not stopped since then. Let me just say that, okay? So, I figured I'd make a sit down video for you guys as I sit here and drink my coffee. So come on, make some coffee, make some tea, hot chocolate, a cup of milk. I don't really care. Just come sit with me because it's a doozy. So last year, I worked at a hospital and I was there for almost 2 years. So I got the job in 2020, and after a horrible year of my life there where I was living. And so I got the job at the hospital in my home, where my hometown is right now, where I live right now currently. And I literally quit last year after I got a job offer for another job, which I will not discuss because it's very popular, and I don't really want to put my business out there where I work. After being treated like crap, I had to part ways. With that, it's just a lot, you know. I came into this apartment, and if you have to take any tips from me, like if you watch my videos to know what not to do, let me tell you what not to do. All right, what not to do is move into an apartment with no job. Yeah, I did that.
Heather, how do you ever get an apartment with no job?
A co-signer. I was on disability at the time. My rent was only, like, when I first moved in here, was like $750. And now, mind you, it's my very first apartment ever in my life. And so I moved in here very quickly because where I was living, it was haunting me. I had my animals. He's moved down here with me, and so my step sibling, my sister, literally drove me and my animals down here, and it was not a good situation for me or my animals where I was living. And so we moved here, and I had to get an apartment that very fast, and I only made enough disability at the time to pay for my rent. I didn't have money for shampoo, conditioner, body wash, or my animals' food. If anybody watching this, my animals eat, okay? Like, I always made sure my animals ate. I literally would take money out of my disability to feed my animals before I fed myself. They never went without, let me tell you. And I also saved some of my stimulus check at that point to literally pay for the vaccinations. Animals are taken care of. That's why my rent was behind $4,000. I tried to reconcile by making extra hours a week at my job. I was told to stop, not to do that. And that I pretty much was made to feel like I was the problem. Brings up another subject that I want to get into, and that's when people are in need, majority of people shame the person. And I was literally asked, what can be done to reconcile my bills? Would you really want to work so much? Why do you want to work so much? Because my bills. I'm laughing, but inside I'm literally crying at this point. And it takes a mental toll because you have older people, which is some of my supervisors that I had, looking at me like, what is your problem? Even my best friend, and who have been best friends with for over 20 years, has literally told me how inappropriate it was to ask for money. To the point her mom literally said in the background when I was talking to her one time that it is the Christian thing to do to help somebody, but within reason. So it really makes you think to yourself, what am I doing wrong? Am I doing this whole adulting thing wrong? Brings it back to 2023, and here's a couple new positive things that has happened in my life. I got engaged. That's actually his stuff on my back wall of our bed. It's been amazing. He's been absolutely amazing. He's been helping me with every bill he possibly can do. It's really funny how it happened, because after I quit the hospital job and got to this job, that's when I met him. So, you know, and it's been amazing. It's just, I feel guilt. I feel like this is not his problem. My bills have been behind before he moved in here with me. I feel like I'm 33 years old now. My birthday was on April 5th. I should have done better. I should do better, but it's just enough is not enough. I was making $15 an hour. I now make $40 an hour at a different job. And it's hard for both of us to try to pay everything. It's hard. I need $5 for my car insurance, and I'll have to probably do some Instacart to pay that. Literally on 2 lines of gas, and I gotta take him back and forth to work until Thursday. Completely where we're at this moment. But like I said, he's been the most helpful. He's been amazing. And I'm looking forward to actually, you know, I'm looking forward to marrying him, obviously. It comes to a point where you're just like, enough is enough, and when do I get my break? My family has always made more money than me, more money than my mom. All my Nana's siblings has always owned their own house and made more money than her even. And it's just like, is it a curse? Like, it's hard. And adulting is hard. And I don't think people talk about it enough, and I don't think people want to hear it enough, and I don't think people want to hear uncomfortable subjects and conversations, but it needs to be said, because right now I'm stressed. Just messing with my mental psyche. It's bad. And I'm not doing okay at the moment. Wow. For the first time in my life, I actually said it wasn't okay. Because usually when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm usually like, I'm alright, I'm okay, I'm fine. But I'm not doing okay. I'm not fine. I am stressed. I just want it all to stop. I just want to get back to work. If you don't know why I'm so behind on rent and why my fiance is paying for everything, I forgot to mention this. I broke my wrist. I fell in Barnes & Nobles, and I've been at work for about 4 months now. You know, there's no book on adulting. There's no rule book on how to be an adult, and it freaking sucks. Yes, I know, and I've always known that I'm supposed to pay rent, supposed to pay utilities. I always know that I was supposed to clean my place and keep a tidy place and how to wash my own clothes. And yes, I knew coming into an apartment with no job was not a great idea. And if I could have done it differently, I would have. One of those situations where do as I say, not as I did, or as I do. And it puts a lot in a relationship, because I get upset, I get frustrated. And it's not even at my fiance. I'm frustrated with myself because I fell. I blame myself. It's like I almost gaslight myself because I fell. Like, how dare you fall? It's your fucking fault. Like, your fiance has to pay everything for the past 4 months. And you just feel like a failure. This is when you rely on your faith the most. And I know there's a lot of stigma for certain people about faith and the Bible, and I'm not one of those Christians that's gonna cram my beliefs in your throat. I'm not gonna judge somebody, because I'm not perfect either. I make mistakes, and I have made mistakes, and I probably will continue to make mistakes. I'm a human. Like, I'm nobody special. I am a human. I'm not perfect. I don't always, I bring dinner sometimes. The habit of not putting the timer on my phone for when food is supposed to be done. I highly recommend that you literally get a kitchen timer because it comes in handy. It's just, no one talks about this, and no one talks about how mentally draining it is on somebody. Like the other day, I was like, I've been finding myself trying to put my car in park, and I'm like, how to put my car in park? And I'm like, oh wait, that's how to put my car in park. And put it in a park. And it's never happened before. And it wasn't happening until recently, because I have been stressing myself out, and every time I'm in the car by myself after I drop my fiance off at work, I literally find myself just fighting inside my brain. Just fighting inside my brain, just being like, there's more to life than bills. But it's not, and some people want to say like, oh, you don't be greedy, and it's not that I'm being greedy. Just want to make enough money to pay my bills and have some money saved up on the side where I can start saving. Also, if something like this was to, hopefully never again, but something like this was to ever happen again, fingers crossed that it is not, that me or my fiance is able to pick all the bills up. And my bills are the basic bills: car payment, car insurance, utility bill. My water is mixed in with my rent, so it goes up and down depending on how much water I used. And I did have 2 roommates. I was helping coworkers that moved out of state, and they needed a place to stay for about a week, and I allowed them to stay, and they did give me some money, but a lot of that money went onto my lights, because my lights literally did get shut off. It's not the first time my lights have been shut off. I'm just being raw and real, and that some of you might find this uncomfortable and maybe not want to watch this kind of video, but honestly, you can take so much good information from this, because if I had to have my rules, my tips for you, any person that is beginning to be on their own, matter if you just got out of college or you just turned 18 and you're looking for your first apartment, 1, have a job lined up. Like, wait a week or 2 weeks or even a month after you start this job to 1, see how you like it, 2, see if something you're gonna stick with, and 3, make sure you're actually gonna keep the job. It actually helps build like a work resume for like when you get an apartment. You can be like, hey, this is how much I make. Oh yeah, here is my pay stubs. I think apartments want like 3 months pay stubs, so you might see that for 3 months. So if you get a small credit card, use $5-10 here and there and then pay it off, because that'll help you build your credit because you won't be able to get an apartment without good credit. Hence why I had a co-signer. Like I said, I have a fiance. It helps me. Before I met him, I was still struggling. And I knew the minute I broke my wrist and they were like, hey, you can't go to work, I knew it was gonna be a struggle. A crap show, a crap fest, as you will. And I already told him to prepare himself that this is going to suck. I don't think he really fully prepared himself of how bad it's gonna be. Like, I've told him stories like, hey, I've had a hard time paying my bills, this is how much my rent is behind. I believe communication is key, and I have spoke to my fiance about this. I never lied to him. I don't think he really realized until he started paying all the bills. And now my phone is shut off. His phone's gonna be shut off. And this is not feel sorry for me. This is not what's your Cash App, girl. It's not about asking for money, okay? And I love you guys if you guys do say that, but that's not what I'm making this video for. I even give people who have not moved out on their own yet, I've given my own sister advice. I even went to my mom's house today and like spoke to my mom about my bills. And I said it right in front of my little sister, who's 17, gonna be 18. And it's probably next few years, probably gonna work about trying to work on getting out of her own maybe. But this way she can really realize like the seriousness of the situation. What I was told is that I would have I would have a couple weeks before I get my notice. Then I have to go to court in a couple weeks after that, or maybe even a couple days after that. Then I'll have 3 weeks to pay off my rent in full. If not, then I'll be kicked out. It was 4 months behind, and like I said, I paid $3,000 of that because of my future father-in-law. I can pay it back. I still have some family members I have to pay back my debts for. So if any family finds this video and you know I owe you money, and I know you know who you are, it's coming for you. I have not had a break since last year. Actually, since 2020. Okay, who am I kidding? Since 2020, I was using my disability to pay off my rent, and I was working and using that money to pay the rest of my bills, and I was doing fine. Okay, I was doing fine. And then I had to tell disability, hey, listen, I'm working. My money away from me took me off. I had to start paying the rent as well as my other bills. That's when everything just fell. The rent and everything just fell on me, and that's why hence I was behind rent. So I'm struggling. And then on top of that, I have to pay whatever I can on my rent, and plus I got my car insurance coming up. My fiance's phone is due soon, and we're not gonna pay that. We won't be able to pay that. And good thing our job has like cash advance, so he's able to take some money out of his check sooner than later. Start paying my car note, my car payment. Okay, that's also due. I've been paying myself off the repo list, and so next repo date will be 23rd. A job, possibly 2 jobs if you're living on your own. If not, get a roommate or a sibling, but make sure it's somebody you trust. Okay, so if I had to take anything from this, get roommates that you trust, or get 2 jobs you want to live on your own, and always find an apartment or a place that is within your price range, which in today's world is probably gonna be 800 and up. Because when I first got this apartment, it was only $750, and everybody from the north has been moving down to the south. I'm from the north, so a lot of people from even my home state, New York, has moved down to the south here, where I'm at, and so the cost of living has gone up, and so it has gone from $750 to, for 1 bedroom now, and a lot of apartments are $1,000, like $1,000. We're trying to get a 2 bedroom, and for more space, and that's gonna cost us over like $1,000 easily. And don't forget, rent goes up every year. I mean, even my mom's rent, and she rents a house, and even her rent is going up $50. And she's been paying the same rent since 2015. She's lived in that house since 2015. Definitely get roommates. I've had roommates, like I said, it was only for a week. They got along with my animals, thankfully, and they really were nice, and they were friends. I've known them for over a year now because I've been working at the job I'm currently at. I still have my job. I'm on leave of absence, but it's less stress on me because when I worked at the hospital, I would come home and just fall asleep. And I have made mistakes. I have used money that I couldn't really afford to buy Christmas presents for my family. Like my main family, my mom, her husband, my sister, best friend, I should have used that money, honestly, on my rent, on bills. That's where I'm at, and my headspace is at, and I'm going to try to clean this place up because I am stressed. I am depressed. My anxiety and depression is getting the best of me. It's a lot cheaper than New York, but it's still a struggle. So that's where I've been at lately in life, and I'm only on 2 lines of gas, and I don't know how I'm gonna take my fiance to work. I think I probably already mentioned that. That's where I'm at. I'm sorry this is uncomfortable. I'm sorry if you guys want to see positive videos and you come across this, but life is not all positivity. Life is hard at times, and it kills at times, and it sucks, and it puts you through a mental turmoil. But you know, I have a wedding coming up in like 2 years, so I'm also stressed about that. Because on top of my bills, I also have a wedding to plan. Next year is my wedding dress shopping. So I would need to pay for my sister's bridesmaid dress, because again, she's only 17. I guess she'll be, wow, my sister will be 20 when I get married. Now I'm just ranting and just talking whatever is in my mind. I'm sorry. I tend to do that these days. I drank all my coffee. So with that, guys, thanks for watching my video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And just thanks for listening to me rant for you guys. Love you guys. Bye.